Tiffany Mercer, welcome to Empower Network TV.
Hi, thank you, Amos. I'm happy to be here.
So, Tiffany, this was not planned interview. Tiffany and I were having a discovery call talking about different opportunities. And I said to her, do you want to go live and just jump and we'll just do your interview now? And she said, let's do it. So here we are. So, Tiffany, welcome here. Way to be brave.
Thank you.
So let's talk about what you're doing, because next level, you've had an evolution you're going through and you're stepping up to a new level. So let's talk about that. What are you actually stepping up into and why?
Yeah, thank you for asking. What I am stepping up into is actually it's what I've been doing behind the scenes for a few years under the label of personal trainer. So in terms of operation, not so much has changed. It's actually me just marketing to the people who I already work with and talking about what I actually do because it's so far beyond personal training.
Okay, so when now I know where you're going to go with this because we've talked, but when you say and at basically telling people what's already going on in here,
Mhm.
there's a story there. What's the story there?
In terms of what is it that I'm actually doing that I've been
Well,
doing?
yeah, and stepping into that, owning that.
Well, yeah. So this all came about as I'm coaching clients. I of course want them to be as successful as they can be. And so when somebody was following the program, but still not seeing the results we wanted, I'm looking into why is that? At the same time, on a personal level, I was going through changes in my life that I felt like I'm doing all the right things and still everything is falling apart. What's going on for me personally? So I started to get into different types of therapies and healing modalities, even different types of physical training. And as I was learning all of these pieces and healing little bits in myself and seeing the positive changes with myself, I started kind of secretly integrating them into my training, but without really telling my clients what I was doing. So it's kind of just, we're just making conversation when I'm asking you a question and with types of stretches that I'm asking you to do, they kind of just thought that it's just part of the personal training when really I understood there was a deeper level there that I was learning and practicing on my own and kind of secretly running experiments with, I guess. That now I'm willing to actually just talk about out loud and want to let people know. And clients were saying, you have to start telling people what you do because they think you're just a personal trainer, and that's not it at all.
So what's it like then to, you were doing this and now you're doing this, right? And now, so what's it like to be letting go of the old, right? Because you said you let go of clients
Mhm.
because you're like, this is where I'm going. If you're not on board, I love you, but I gotta leave you.
Yeah. Scary is the first thing that comes up because I'm going into the unknown. What I have marketed for over a decade is personal training. And so I know how to market that. I know how to talk about it. I know how to enroll people into it. So to let go of clients who are paying me, they're my income, they're what I'm comfortable with, to let them go. And at the same time, to say, I'm going into the unknown here where I haven't practiced talking about this publicly. I have not admitted to most people who I work with. Um, it is a leap of faith. But with the personal training model, it took too much of my time and energy. I wasn't able to do both. So scary is the first thing that comes up. Exciting is the next thing. Um, Even with both of those, there's a piece to it because this is what I believe, called to do, and where my gifting is, it comes naturally to me. And I love seeing the way people's whole lives change through this work. So
When
there's a
you
piece
when you say called, where do you feel that? Where do you know that calling to be? Where does it sit?
physically. and kind of in the top of my belly is where I feel it. And that's if I'm feeling anxious, that's where I would feel it too. But instead of that kind of anxious, balled up energy, it's more just like a warm, soft, round pillow. That's how I would describe it.
So your new sights, because you're aiming up there.
Hmm.
Well, how do those feel when you look through those sights? How does it feel to have your target being redefined then? Because that's your whole world. Your world paradigm is shifting. Your coaching paradigm is shifting.
Hmm. Yeah, everything that's shifting. Well, everything outside of me is a mirror of the inside of me. So as the outside world is shifting, it forces me to look in to why I had built the old paradigm in the first place. All the ways that that serves me that I get to now face as I'm letting it go.
I want to just, can you hit that again? Because I love it. I love that you said that because it's the personal responsibility, right? Absolute responsibility for every effing thing I've created in my life. Can you just hit that again? Can you go deeper with that?
Yeah. So what I said was everything outside of me is a mirror for everything inside of me. The way that I have created my world up until this point served me somehow. Maybe not ultimately, maybe not to the highest degree, but it was what I felt I needed at the time. So that's how I created it. So as I'm going to shift the outside, I have to look and acknowledge what's really going on the inside and how I get to adapt as I'm letting go of the things that have served me, protected me in whatever ways up until now.
What I appreciate about you saying that is I can see in my own life how I created patterns and I'm still creating patterns that serve sometimes subtle dysfunctions that somehow I secretly love. There's a trade-off, there's a payoff always. I can
Yeah.
see it in me. So that's why I say, thank you for saying it because I see I'm going through this.
Yeah. And that's okay. There gets to be no judgment on that at all. Part of what I work with is the subconscious mind, which makes about 80% of your decisions. It's not what you're thinking about. It's actually the subconscious mind that most of your decisions are made from. And one of my favorite quotes is from Maya Angelou. You did the best with what you knew. Now that you know better, you do better. That's all it is. That's all it is.
Okay, so who do you want to work with? Who do you want to work with, connect with, network with? Why are you in this group? Because we talked before, but what does this group hold for you?
Yeah. Thank you. I'm glad you asked. Because I am excited to be here. I'm excited about there feels like there's a lot of value in this group. And I'm grateful that you've created it, put together, and that somehow, some way we connected. So in terms of who I work with, it's actually the same people I've been working with. I just never intentionally marketed to them before. It's kind of been on accident that I work with these people, but they are CEOs of multi-million-dollar companies. They are Olympic or high-level athletes, and they are military special operations. And again, on accident, they're all men. So I work with men who are constantly needing to be at the top of their game. They have a lot of responsibility, a lot of people depending on them. So there's a lot of stress that comes with that. And they have achieved levels of success where people from the outside go, wow, look what you've done. And yet on the inside of their life, there's still not that sense of fulfillment or feeling like enough. There's still kind of the voice in the back of their head going, am I going to be enough? So it's funny because looking from the outside, you'd say, well, look at what you've done. Look at what you have. Look at what you are doing. And it's true, they are accomplishing a lot. So these men are driven, they're ready to go, They know what it takes to stand up and face themselves, and they're just ready to do that at the next level, and the next one and the next one. So that's who I work with and who I'm looking to connect with. The second part of your question was, why am I here in this group?
Yeah.
Yeah. So community, I've moved a lot of times in the last several years. And so community has been a struggle for me. I can make friends everywhere I go, but because of moving often, those relationships don't have a chance to become strong and deep. So to have a community of like-minded people who build from a place of collaboration versus competition. There's room for everybody, and like all tides, all boats rise. And just to be around people, because none of us are perfect or on it all the time. So to be around other people who can be encouraging me and supporting my mindset as I go, that's a huge deal to me. And you may not even know that you're doing it. Just me watching your videos or seeing posts, the camaraderie of connecting on different videos and stuff, just all of that. I'm really excited to be a part of.
And where do you find you're most happy? What types of activities or yeah,
Water.
water. Okay.
Water. Yeah.
Okay. Are you a water sign then, or how does that work? Okay.
No, I'm an Aries. But my moon is Pisces, so there is water there. I don't know how to explain it. I grew up in Nebraska where there's just cornfields. But then for college, I went out to California, Southern California, and that at the ocean right there will always feel like home to my soul. Can't explain it, but it is what it is. And then here I'm in Colorado now. There's a lake about 20 minutes away from me, and I took my paddleboard out there every single day this past summer. So, and this is the first year I just was like, I think I'm going to get a paddleboard and try it. So I did. And I loved it. So yeah, any kind of water activities, hot
Well,
tubs, hot springs,
well, you guys have a lot of that in Colorado, right?
the lakes. Yeah. Mhm.
Well, and springs, right? There's a lot of springs there.
Yes, lots of hot springs. Yeah. Very blessed to be in this place.
Well, thrilled you're here, Tiffany, and you randomly would jump on the interview with me instead of waiting until we booked. I think that's just amazing. I want to say I'm proud of you for stepping up and going, this is who I am, this is what I'm going after. Magical things happen or divine things happen, I believe, when we do that. So good for you.
Thank you. I appreciate that. And I really appreciate this community that you've created.
It's my pleasure. It's full of amazing people, and that's what keeps making it amazing is they're bringing their amazing friends. So I'm thrilled that you're here because you're obviously an amazing person. And would you drop any links after? I'm going to tag you on this so
Mhm.
people can connect with you. Okay, well,
Yeah.
is there any last words you want to leave everyone with?
Just that I'm excited to be connected with all of you, and I can't wait to see what happens over the next few years.
All right. Well, if you've been listening, watching Power Network TV, Tiffany Mercer, if she said something that resonates with you, either comment at her name in the comments, and so she knows maybe you're going to connect with her or something, or reach out to her on Facebook. She'd love to connect with you if this resonates with your heart and your mission. Thank you, Tiffany, for being here.
Thank you so much, Amos.